Hello and welcome to the Fedora Files. I'm Gregory Fedora. With me today is Bruce of Steel Fit. We're here at the SL Studio.
Yep.
Where you do your thing. And now I've known you a while. You actually were I don't know if you knew this, but you were the very first trainer I'd ever had.
All right.
Yeah. So I'd tried working out in college and with a buddy, and he really didn't know anything about other than he worked out. And he tried to get me to do it. He didn't really tell me much about form or whatever. And basically, after 2 times working with him, I hurt myself. And I was like, I am done with this. And so then I joined the gym where you were training at the time. We won't mention it because I think it's changed names since then. But
they've changed a bunch. It'll probably come up.
Yeah. But so then you were assigned as my trainer, and you actually were super helpful, going over goals and then actually how to do it properly. So then I still work out. I'm nowhere near as amazing as you.
Everybody has their own goals they're shooting for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the deal.
So and that's what you were like. You found out my goals, so we worked out a thing, and I still I do those routines and stuff, and I try and pay attention to what I eat and all that. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm always happy to make an impact.
Yeah, and that was years ago, and so that's cool. So I've been following your career because we kind of stayed friends and stayed in contact, and now you do Steel Fit. Can you first, before we get to Steel Fit, can you explain how did you get into fitness and training and all that? What was your journey there?
So the big start is a way back. Growing up, I was always a fat kid. I'm still a pretty big guy, but it was just a lot of insecurity, and it's harder to make friends, and it was just rough. I didn't feel like myself. So we get this moment in middle school when there's a bunch of high school football coaches that come down and they're like, "Hey, we're looking for people who want to join the football team, and we're going to do open practice and open workouts. You can come in." It was Thursday nights. I was like, okay. Well, Dad played football, and Dad's a popular guy. Well, maybe football is the thing to do. So I joined the football team, was going to workouts, and then through high school, I ended up working out a ton. And I don't dislike football, but I enjoyed the weight room and bettering myself off the field way more than on the field. So I stayed with it through high school, and then college. Was working out like a madman, and then kind of ended up training people. I just kind of fell into it because I loved it that much. I was always doing that for summer work.
Nice. So you just sort of you found your passion.
Yeah.
And that's great. A lot of times people are still trying to find their passion, and you not only found your passion, you found a way to turn it into a career.
Yep.
So
that's the deal.
So then what exactly is Steel Fit? What can you tell? What is that?
Man, so Steel Fit ties into coming up with the name process. So I went through, and I was working for a local gym in the area, and then the world shut down.
Yeah.
And I was no longer working for that gym. And I was thinking, it's okay, well, I need to I want to be able to do this on my own, and I want to be able to make it my business, and I need a name for it. So, and you've seen on Instagram, it's man, I use a lot of things that are steel, and there's a lot of things in the gym that are made of steel. So, well, I guess I could call it Steel Fit, because I wanted to have a simple name. I want to have something that made sense, something that was, you think about fitness is normally the breakdown, and I'm using a lot of steel implements. So, Steel Fit. Nice. And now, in hindsight, and I'm a big Batman fan.
Yes.
In hindsight, I'm thinking about it, and it kind of sounds like Superman kind of thing. Man
I was about to say that,
Steel Fit. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, that works really well, because part of my focus is to pull out the hero that's in all of us. My major motivation has always been Batman. You see somebody who's just at the top of their game, well, I want other people to be able to bring out the heroes that are within themselves.
Yeah.
So I think Superman's probably just a little more visible. It makes sense.
Well, I mean, and that's cool because like I think that there is in all of us we have that hero complex or idea that we're like they always say you're the hero of your own story. So then you kind of gravitate, you want to, and then like even your logo is very cool. I like that.
Oh man. So at some I have the it's such an awesome group of people who have helped me and been behind me with this. I went through and I went to one of my friends who does she does tons of design work, and I was like, hey, like I have this business idea and I need a logo, and I need like I don't know, I need something unique. I need something that's kind of singular. So you got it. It almost looks like a bunny rabbit kind of. Yeah. But I need something that's mine that hasn't really been done before. She's like, okay. Well, I show her me swinging the maces because it's like, well, what do you do? What do you coach? I coach a lot of maces. I coach a lot of kettlebells, clubs, a lot of that. So she followed the movement of the head of the mace when you swing it, and then put that into like a design that I think works really well.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of people who think it's like a kettlebell. It's like, well, it kind of is a kettlebell. It is a good representation of some of the forms of fitness that I think work the best.
Okay.
So, man, she just hit that one out of the park.
That's all. So, how did you discover? Like, 'cause like till I saw you doing the maces and stuff, and like sledgehammers and different things that I've seen you do. How did you come about that? Where did you discover that? Like that?
Man, so it's being involved in the community. So one of my coworkers at the time, and I'll shout her out for it, Sonia. She does a lot of handstand work. Found a workshop where we were doing this thing called Agata and Indian clubs. So Agata is really just a big rock at the end of a piece of bamboo, and you swing it just like you would a steel mace. So we went down to Connecticut to do a workshop for that, and I was hooked. The Indian clubs were okay, but swinging the Gata, like, it feels good. It felt awesome on the shoulders. It was awesome for grip strength. There's a technical aspect to it that is, you have to stay mentally invested in your swing. You can't not focus on swinging while you're doing it. And I just got pulled into it. So from there, I ordered a bunch of maces. Like, my mace collection has gone from like 2 to 20. Yeah, I use them a lot. But ordered a mace, started practicing swinging. And then I was looking, it's like, okay, well, where can I find some more on how these work? And I found a guy on Instagram. His handle is Leo Savage, who does Steel Mace Flow. At least I think his handle's still Leo Savage. He does Steel Mace Flow, so he has a whole certification around mace work. So I did that, and then I started coaching maces more and more, and it has been such an amazing tool for helping with back pain, shoulder pain, and something that people can do every day if they want to, that isn't going to leave them too sore or too broken to be able to do it again the next day. And that really started bringing me full circle around to how I coach. So I want motions that you can do on a regular basis that are restorative, but not going to they're not so strenuous that you can't do them every day if you didn't want to.
Yeah. And it's super cool looking because it's like very like medieval.
Oh yeah.
And Viking, and like, you know, like when you see the guy you doing it, and like, I mean, it's good. Like I'll sit there and watch you. I'm like, that is so cool. And then
it's very Conan the Barbarian. I love it.
Yeah, and it, like, you know, and brings out the, you know, the superhero, but also like the warrior, and you know, that's basically we need to be like that. You know, like unfortunately, but unfortunately, like society, we focus in on the super quick gratification
Yep.
and not the hard work to put in. And so
Mhm.
but like when you see something like what you're doing, that looks cool. People, I think, in my mind, would be more willing to go with that because, like, well, man, you look cool doing it. So maybe I'll put the effort in because
Yep.
I want to go from the tiny mace to the big one, because bigger is better. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks cooler.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the deal. Like it looks cooler.
Yeah. Like if you have tiny mace and you're doing it, everyone's like, come
Mhm.
on.
Well, that's the thing that I like to focus in on. I like to
Mhm.
hone in on that. One of my clients in the past had it's such a cool goal,
Mhm.
and I use this as a benchmark now for a lot of things. But it's like it's an action movie helicopter hold.
Mhm.
Like everybody sees the scene in the
Oh,
action
yeah.
movie where the helicopter's taking off and somebody has to go and
Right.
hold on to it,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, can you do that? How many people can
Me
do?
neither.
It's not realistic to do it, but how many people can hold on to a helicopter?
Yeah.
And how long could you hold your body weight up
Yeah.
on a So we were working we were working on pull-ups in particular, but that is one of the things that makes your goal sound really cool, and you want to engage with it.
Yeah.
For maces, it's like, how prepared are you for the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Are you ready? You don't have to reload a mace.
Exactly. And it does the same damage.
Exactly.
Like when you run out of bullets, you have your mace.
Mm-hmm.
You
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. You're ready for the zombie apocalypse.
I hope so.
Like when it
Hope so.
happens, I hope to find you, and then I'll
We'll be
follow
ready.
you. Yeah.
I'm working on my gardening skills too.
Oh, nice. See, that's a perfect.
Double threat.
So I have a question. So you've been training a long time.
Mhm.
What is what is a person or an instance, and you don't have to name their names, where
Mhm.
you were like, this was like, wow, I'm so glad I am doing this. You saw a transformation of somebody that
Man,
you probably have had many where that has happened.
it's so hard to pick out. It's hard to pick out the best one.
Mhm.
So a good one, kind of funny, a little TMI. I had a client. I would put this in the kind of beginning half of my career. We were working out 2 times a week, very standard, just regular programming. Just wants to do better. Middle-aged lady,
Mhm.
like little overweight. And one day she comes in and she is like just beaming and so excited. And she's like, "Hey, listen, like I have to tell you something. Like it's a little much, but I'm so excited." She told me how she was strong enough she could climb on top of her husband again, and it's like it's weird, but it's also like, man, that's an awesome thing to be able to reinsert into somebody's life.
Mhm.
Like to be able to bring that back where it's like, oh hey, this is a thing that's a regular occasion for them now.
Nice.
And there's a lot of other ones too. There's people who can climb up the stairs without getting tired anymore, and there's I've trained a good deal of athletes. I've had a good deal of people in high school championships and people winning big college games, and like they feel good, but it's the kind of everyday occurrences where it's like it's really cool to be able to bring those back to someone.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would like
Mhm.
the athlete, yeah, obviously they are going, but then like the everyday person to just be able to do something
Yeah.
they used to like to do that they couldn't anymore, whether it's like walking or
Yeah.
climbing on their husband.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like whatever, it's like, but that's hilarious. That's
Mhm.
actually funny.
I mean, it's such an important portion of like lifestyle and relationships, and she
Mhm.
got that back.
Yeah,
It's huge.
see what you're doing. You're like not just physically, you're bringing marriages back together.
There we go.
You are a superhero.
I am working on that as much as I possibly can.
So now, like, what would you say, like, because a lot of times, like we're well past the New Year's resolution, so those who have made them have probably already given up. But like we're way past that time frame because that's usually in the first 2 weeks. But
yeah,
like let's say someone has given up, but not, like they see you like, oh, I want to start up again. What is the advice you could give someone so that they either don't overdo it so fast they quit and hurt themselves like I did in college, or like just to motivate them to want to like not give up? Like, what advice do you give like your clients that so that they don't overdo their goals so fast that then when they don't achieve them,
to be able to get it done. So like everything else in the fitness industry, it is a heaping helping of it depends. It really depends on the person. If I'm going to give some generalized advice that I think fits the majority of people the most, it's going to be to find some consistency and something that you enjoy. There are so many different ways to work out. There's tons. So you can just walk outside, you can swing maces, you can lift weights. There's all different kinds of competitions. There's different sports. There's different services. You've got Apple has their fitness program and Peloton, all those. You want to be able to find something that you can enjoy, something that you want to do on a regular basis, something you're going to be more consistent with, and that is going to be what keeps you on the path the most. Everything else is largely dependent on willpower, which is if you don't have an accountability system like a coach or teammates with you, it's hard to rely on just willpower. It will run out. No one has an infinite amount. So it's finding something you enjoy. I really enjoy swinging maces. And I actually really enjoy, we have a rower set up. I really enjoy rowing. I have a regular rowing program that I do. I don't have to force myself to do it. I want to do it. And for swings, the same way, I don't have to force myself to do it. I want to do it. For squats, I have a schedule. I force myself to do it. I don't get squats done as much as I should. But the things I want to do keep me moving. So you have to find that thing that you enjoy and do as much of that as you like to.
And I think you're right. It is important to find somebody to help keep you motivated, and accountability of some kind, where they work out with you, or they're just like, hey, did you work out? What are you doing? Or like, and I have that. I have friends I go to the gym with, and we do stuff just like not every day, but throughout the week.
Keeping you on a schedule.
Yeah, and so we kind of know. And then I do have a Peloton. It's not necessarily the thing that I do. I have fun with it, but it's not my daily thing. It's like because like I've learned that through just you as other people that cardio is not necessarily the best way to keep weight or to gain. Like for me, it's gaining weight because my metabolism is already super high. So
it's rocking.
Yeah. So if I do too much Peloton, I'm gonna just shrivel away. So where I don't want to do that. So it's like So cardio is kind of like down here more than where I the weight training because that's where you build the weight. So, but I guess it's all like you said. It depends on your goals. And so
it's a big dose of it depends. Now I always target it needs to be something you enjoy. Now, if you're looking for some very specific goals, the number one thing that you're going to have is accountability. You want a coach, you want friends, you want. This is a big differentiation that that I was making for a new client the other day. One of my intake form questions is how many of your friends or your circle already participate in the activities that you want to start participating in. And they said, oh, well, nobody, but all of them support me. The family supports me. It's like, that's not really the same thing. Of course, everyone's going to support you investing in yourself with fitness, with exercise, with healthier eating. But if you really want to if you have some more significant goals, you want to be able to surround yourself with people who are already on that path to those goals. That kind of idea that you are the 6 people who you spend the most time with, that still applies. So, keeping a good tribe.
Well, I think it is important to find like a coach, somebody to help you, because a lot of times going and trying to work out the first time, you can hurt yourself if you don't know how to do it right.
It's very true.
And then once you've hurt yourself, you're most likely not going to want to go back. And like I think I'm not like a medical person, professional, but I think that if you're healthier and you're working out, you're less likely to get sick. Like I think
100%.
I don't want to go into conspiracies about COVID, but like they did eventually get around to being in
To
better,
going through,
yeah, like to be in a better health. You had more
it's more beneficial.
yeah, and you had more chance of, if you did catch it, getting over it better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And but that's with any disease. So I mean, it's not just based on COVID. It's
Mhm.
all diseases where, like, if you are in better shape, you're going to be able to. Your body is going to be able to fight it better. And they often say America is one of the least in shape countries. I don't know if that's
Man.
true, but that you hear that a lot.
So we are coming up on 75% of adults being at least overweight towards obesity.
Yeah.
And it's not a conspiracy theory. Your strongest correlating factor for the majority of fatalities from any kind of disease is obesity. And that's just one of the things as a country that we need to do a better job trying to tackle.
Yeah.
As an individual, it's a massive thing to try and take on. So when we look at it, you look at kind of the foods that are around us and what we have availability to, and some of the advice that we're given isn't great. And like if you go to McDonald's, you can get a hamburger for $2.
Yes.
You got packaging on the hamburger, like somebody had to put it together to give it to you, like somebody has to pay for the store. Well, in a grocery store, like, well, avocado is like $5. Well, the avocado is a healthier option. The avocado is going to be more expensive. Well, and how many people know that they should be eating better foods? Like, is there anything really that bad about a hamburger? Yeah. It's not great. So we're in a really tough position for being able to take good care of ourselves based on the amount of information that we have, and that's where I recommend for everybody to be able to sit down with a coach or a doctor or a nutritionist, someone who they know and that they trust for, well, what should I be eating? What should I be doing? What should I, even if it's not working with them on a regular basis, being able to know, hey, if I end up going to the store and picking up some food, an easy cheat sheet, anything that doesn't have a nutrition label on it is actually going to be pretty good for you. Your fruits, your vegetables, your the majority of your lean meats, even your fatty meats, they don't have nutrition labels on them. It's regular food.
The thing I think is interesting is that I think a lot of times people eat food and they don't think about until something major happens in their life, and then the doctor's like, well, you just had a heart attack, you had a stroke, now you got to go on this diet. And their body, they've never thought about what they're eating, and suddenly they're in this conundrum of, well, crap, now I've got to change my whole lifestyle. And that's it. And they're like, and yeah, you hear that a lot. It's like, I have to have the doctor says I have to have a lifestyle change. I got to start it. Whereas if now they took the time to find a coach or whatever, they could be a slower process to wean yourself away.
It can be gradual.
And then the lifestyle change isn't as shocking, and you're not angry about it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like I had friends who had heart attacks and they had to do a complete life, and they were just miserable for months. It took them like half a year till they were finally like okay with it. But it took them a year. It's kind of like an alcoholic who has to cut off alcohol.
Yeah, and it's
if
gone.
they try and go cold turkey, they're miserable.
Yeah.
Where but it's better for them. And
it's much better. So I think it would be so much better if, and I'm working on this. I'm trying for this, and we're gonna see if I can boost the effectiveness of being able to bring some awareness to what people eat. So we've had food guide pyramids in the past that say that, hey, you should be eating 8 to 11 servings of bread a day, of carbs a day. And obviously, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe we don't need 11 slices of bread every day. So trying to find some systems and trying to find some ways to communicate easy, healthy eating strategies to the people as a whole. like I said, that big one, shopping on the outer rim of your grocery store is going to be one of the best ways to do it. That's an awesome way to do it. And I think maybe the more that Grubhub and DoorDash prices increase, more people will cook at home. But being able to communicate more of those healthy choices and healthy options can make a massive difference. And just some awareness as to, hey, so for those who haven't been to SL Studio before, there's a Sheetz right across the street. Sheetz, you can always get 2 hot dogs for like $2.
Yeah.
It's a crazy deal. 2 hot dogs is 500 calories. That's a lot of calories for just 2 hot dogs. So being able to add some awareness to how much content or how much energy is in food that you're consuming on a regular basis makes a big difference for what people will eat. So just knowing, just having a piece.
So I know you got clients coming throughout the day. I don't want to keep you too long. So how can, because you're an amazing coach and you know stuff, and you can help a lot of people. How can they get a hold of you? And then what are your socials so they can follow you and see more about you? Because I want to make sure people know how to get a hold. And I'll put the links below, but if you want to just say.
Easiest way is steelfit.org. STEELFIT.org.
Okay, and they can go there and then from there find all.
From there, I've got everything. There's a contact us tab. I've got all the links to socials. Super easy to find. Best place to go.
Yeah, steelfit.org. So make sure.
.org. .com is not available for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's no website. It's just not available.
Clark Kent bought it.
Could be. Yeah. I'm going to find him and beat him up.
Yeah. You could. With your kryptonite mace.
That's the newest edition.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You need to get one that glows. Then you could do night ones. That's a cool
idea.
Or put an LED light on it so you can do some night ones.
That's a really cool idea.
I'm full of it.
That might be coming.
And it does. You better tag me in it.
Absolutely. They've got like some glow in the dark paint stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you could just spray it on and then just make sure it's all ready to go.
That's a good idea.
All right. And when I see it, I'll be, that was my idea.
I'll tag you.
So, awesome.
You're good.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing
thanks for having
everything.
me.
And if you are interested in getting in better shape and getting healthier, go to steelfit.org and Bruce will help you become the superhero you know you can be. And as always, stay safe and keep searching.
Check out FedoraCRT.com today.